What's up, Conroe High? I'm Isaac, and welcome to Real Talk, KTIG talk show. Today, we have a teacher and two students from law enforcement. They're here to talk about law enforcement and what the class is like. So stay tuned for today's edition of Real Talk. Once again today, we would like to welcome our special guest panel. Let's start by welcoming Mr. Reese. Tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm Brad Reese. This is my second year teaching here at Conroe High School. Formerly I was a state trooper here in Montgomery County. Married, got 3 kids. When I'm at work, I like playing in my garage and building stuff out of wood.
All right, next up we have Cameron Gonzalez.
I played baseball, football. I was in Skills USA. I was the team lead for CERT team, which stands for Community Emergency Response Team.
So you were the all-around kid?
All around.
All right. And lastly, we have Michaela.
I was also in Skills. I did Quiz Bowl and also CERT, like Cameron. I've been in it since sophomore year.
Okay. So you've been consistent with it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we know who's here, let's start out with this. So what type of stuff do you learn in law enforcement?
So we try to teach them the basics of what it's like when you get into law enforcement, and then if you move on to college or whatever is after this. We teach them everything from basic traffic stops, felony traffic stops, corrections, criminal investigations, and again, so we scratch the surface. Some things we get deep in, some not so much, but it's just expose them to all the different fields and jobs that the police officer or anything in law enforcement does.
All right, so basically the introduction of law enforcement?
Correct.
Okay. So, Michaela, have you gone and done demonstrations with law enforcement, or has it just been a classroom the whole time?
I've done in the classroom things, but we've also had extra things outside of school. We did a police academy thing. I think that was super fun. We did a ride along and things. It was fun.
Okay. So, Cameron, what should the students expect when they take the class?
They should expect a lot of hands-on learning. You got to feel your way through things. He'll show you how to handcuff and fingerprint, different things like that. So it's really fun.
Okay, Michaela, what do you expect whenever whenever you get into the class?
I didn't really know what I was expecting. I've always been interested in law enforcement, criminal investigations, and I just thought to try it out.
Okay, so you just did it for the experience?
Yeah.
Testing the waters? Okay. Mr. Reese, what is your favorite part of the class?
Favorite part is, I enjoy working with the students, just the students here on campus. I said, telling them my life stories, my experiences when I was on the road. They all love a good story. Just keep it interesting with them, and just again, like I keep saying, open them up to what's going on.
Okay. Michaela, what's your favorite part about the class?
I like the hands-on learning, and how he said, he tells a lot of stories. He has a lot of things he says about when he was a trooper. Those are really interesting. And also we do fingerprinting, crime scene investigations, things like that.
Okay. Lastly, Cameron.
I feel like my favorite part is learning what it's like to be a police officer. You get to do a lot of things, obviously, and also his story's pretty nice.
So stories, that's what we're established?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for sharing, guys. Next up, we will talk about experience you get in law enforcement. Right after this quick break.
We are so excited to announce the official dates of the Tiger Talent Show. This year, the show will be on April 27th at 7 p.m. in the Conroe High School auditorium. There will be 10 acts, followed by a new teacher competition and special guest performances. We have a huge variety of talent that you really won't want to miss. No tickets will be sold at the door. They will be out for sale in advance only, starting on April 19th through April 26th in the paw print. So make sure to make your calendar to get your tickets for the biggest event this spring. Tickets are $5 each. See you there.
3, 2.
Welcome back, guys. Now we want to take a shift a little bit and talk about the experience you get in law enforcement. So let's start with Michaela. What kind of hands-on experience do you get in law enforcement?
We get a lot of hands-on experience. Like we did like felony traffic stops with each other. We get to practice handcuffing and fingerprinting, a lot of things like that.
Okay, so just a bunch of like examples and run-throughs. Okay, Cameron, anything else to add?
We did a lot of like, how do you say it? Like building clearing stuff. We also did some of that where you would, learn how to cut a pie, look into the rooms.
Okay.
It was really fun.
So like investigation stuff? Okay. So, Mr. Reese, how much do you have to learn and study before you get any hands-on experience?
I mean, some of the stuff we do is fairly easy. I mean, a lot of people think handcuffing's not that hard, but you do have to learn how to put them in your pocket or your pouch properly, pull them out properly to where when you do put them on, keyholes are in certain spots, so you don't want them upside down where people can pop out. But I mean, things like that, we're usually handcuffing day one. Now, some of the more complex stuff like Michaela was talking about, the only traffic stops, we have to build up for that. Now, we'll get out there and try, we'll laugh at one another while we're messing up, we learn from one another's mistakes. But then by the end, I don't expect them to be perfect, able to do it like I was and the other officers are, but they have some concept of how to do it.
Okay. So basically it's just like, it depends on what you're doing for the experience?
Correct. Okay. I mean, some things, there are steps, and we have to learn the steps through the coming weeks in school, but along the way, we break it up into little pieces and little bites to learn that piece of it, and then we build off of that, and then at the grand finale, we put it all together and see what we can do.
Okay. So, Cameron, have you done anything fun in class? Like any projects?
I'd probably say the funnest project we've done was our cereal box murder project.
Okay, what was that about?
You would have to find a murder, and that sounds bad, but you would just state out some facts about him, how many people he killed and stuff like that. And it was just a fun and creative way to make it happen.
Okay. Michaela, anything else? Any other projects?
Well, we didn't get to do some projects last year, so I really think the serial killer project was the most fun.
Okay. So it was a serial project thingy?
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. Yeah. Well, can't wait to see what happens next with the next law enforcement. Next up, we will talk about the goals in law enforcement right after our daily announcements.
Class of 2024, the first generation college cohort will have its next meeting Thursday, March 25th from 2:45 to 3:45. Please be sure to attend so that you can get your application and learn about the All Means All scholarship. You must be in attendance in order to be considered. Late buses will be available, and if you are a car rider, please be sure to arrange for your ride to pick you up promptly after the meeting. If you have any questions, please contact Dr. Price or stop by room 318 and ask Mrs. Thompson. We look forward to seeing you there. Here's to your future. Hey students, it's that time of year again, election season. If you are interested in becoming a student council officer, please scan the QR codes within your math or history class. There you'll be linked to a Google form that shares all the information and important dates pertaining towards student council elections. Packets are due March 25th. Seniors, if you are planning to attend Lone Star College this fall, be sure to sign up for Senior Connection Day. Lone Star will be on our campus on April 22nd to help guide you through the orientation and help you register for classes. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity. Be sure to check the announcement section of the CCC Canvas course to find more information and the link to sign up. The deadline to sign up is March 26th. Hey students, interested in joining the Student Council? Come join us in our next general meeting on March 29th. Everyone is welcome to come. The meeting will be in the cafeteria starting at 3 and ending at 4. Seniors, superlative voting begins today and runs through this Wednesday. That is, the class clown, most likely to become president, best smile, and more categories for the yearbook. Log into your SSO to access the voting booth app to cast your vote. Physical day is during the school day on Tuesday, April 20th at CHS Main Campus and Thursday, April 22nd at CHS 9th Grade Campus. All students must register by Thursday, April 8th in order to get a physical on either day. Any students who plan to be in athletics, drill team, cheer, band, or ROTC during the 2021-22 school year will need a physical. The cost is $20, payable online when registering, or cash check the day of physicals. Use the following QR code to register.
To close out today's show, we want to talk about the goals in law enforcement. So, Mr. Reese, what is the goal for the students leaving the class?
Again, like I've said, I've repeated it several times, I want them to have a basis for how the law enforcement world works, whether it be from me directly talking to them, having our guest speakers, whether it be the Conroe PD SWAT, my whole supervisor who's now the major for this region of DPS. We have K9 folks come in and talk to them. So again, we try to pull as many outside agencies in to come talk to them, and again, expose them to what we're doing. But just so they know what they're getting into, and they just don't go to college and start taking a course, and they're like 6 months to a year into it, they realize, yeah, I don't like this. Let's figure that out now, so when you're spending money in college, you spend it in the right direction.
So you just want to expose them to it, see if they like it?
Exactly.
Okay. So, Michaela, what do you want to get out of this class?
Everything really, because after high school and college, I'd like to be a crime scene investigator. And right now, I'm in criminal investigations, which is part of the law enforcement classes, which really helps me to build towards that career.
Okay. So, Cameron?
I wanted to be a game warden, so taking this class, it really helped me get up to that level to where I can start to understand, all the different laws and everything. Like he said, how to properly handcuff, just different things like that.
So both of you guys are taking this class to like build up your experience and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the goal for the whole law enforcement class, Mr. Reese?
Again, just to expose the students to what we do. We want them to understand that when most people see police or they hear police now with the way the world's going, they think we're the bad guys.
Okay.
And our job is not to be the bad guys. Now, we take bad people off the street. We do that and we look for that, but we want them to know the police are there for them, to help them. And also, we want them to be able to come into our program, learn the fundamentals that we teach, and then know we have competitions we go to every year. Granted, we didn't do it this year because of the way things are going, but we go off to Beaumont, we compete in some of the things that the guys were talking about. Quiz bowl, felony traffic stops, CERT, building clearing, and then there are other things. So we get to go there, compete, have a fun weekend there all together. We win there. We won. We were supposed to go to state down in Corpus last year with a couple of events we won, but unfortunately we weren't able to. So hopefully next year the world's back on track and we can get in there, compete, represent Conroe High School, win first place. Unfortunately, these guys will be gone, but we'll serve them proud and they'll be happy when they hear about what we're doing. We'll bring home all those gold medals.
So COVID delayed all that fun stuff, basically?
Yes, sir.
Man, y'all old people, bro. Okay, so Michaela, what are your plans after graduation? Like, what college are you planning to go to?
Well, I want to do my basics at Lone Star, and I got accepted a few months ago, so I'm going to do that. And then 2 years, hopefully go to SAM, because they have a really good crime scene, like forensics major. Okay.
Cameron?
I wanted to go to SAM after high school because they have a really good law enforcement program in general. So hopefully do that for 4 years and then sign up to be a game warden.
Okay. So, Michaela, how do you think this stuff that you learned in this class will help you in the future?
I think it really just gives me more experience so that I'm not like, whenever I go to college and I'm not like behind and like what's going on, It just gives me more experience.
Cameron?
I feel like it teaches you a lot of responsibility because, you got to turn in your stuff on time. Can't be lackadaisical. You just got to do your job pretty much.
Okay. So it's for responsibility and experience and trying to, Mr. Reese, what would you say to the students who are thinking about taking this class?
I'd say come give us a shot. It's a fun program. Myself and Mr. Lindeman, we both bring a lot of experience. He was Conroe PD. I was a trooper in Montgomery County. We have lots of contacts here in the county for folks that we plan to eventually start bringing in to tell everybody what's going on. You'll learn a lot, learn a lot of good hands-on stuff. I mean, it's just not, we're not constantly in the book and notes. We try to incorporate a lot more hands-on, so we are a little different from some of the other classes. Where, I mean, we want to make it fun, but yet a very good learning environment for everybody. So come give us a shot.
It sounds like a fun experience. I can't take it, but I would encourage everyone else to take it.
Absolutely.
So, well, that's all the time we have for Real Talk. Guests, thank you so much for being with us today about law enforcement. Viewers, thank you so much for watching us talk with law enforcement. Make sure to stay tuned to KTIG's YouTube channel for another episode of Real Talk coming soon. And don't forget, CHS, be the reason someone smiles today.